doesn't know what he's talking about.
Okay, hello. We are back. Well, I am back. This is good. I apologize for the curt departure earlier. Some of you may know, and this is the only time I'm not going to explain myself on the matter. Some of you may know I have pretty significant anxiety. And, you know, it's kind of a known factor with me. I've gotten pretty good at picking up on when I'm going to have, like, a moment with, like, yeah, there's no easy way to say I'm going to have, like, a panic attack, but I was, right? Like, it happens sometimes. We get there. I don't have a great barometer of explaining beyond the why of it, but, you know, sometimes I get like that. But in times like that, I kind of get the sense of, like, the world being, like, super fucking loud. And when that happens, the best thing I can do is just walk away for a bit from most, like, all the noise and stimuli. Just go lie down for a bit. So I did that, and I didn't really have time to explain. I didn't want to, like, just talk over everybody, like, rob everybody. So anyway, anyhow, we're back. And again, I apologize for, again, that brief departure, but I needed a few minutes to breathe there. But I've returned now, and I'm in a greater state of peace. I've taken the appropriate steps and medications to kind of help interact with that situation. And I'm at a lower level now, which is good. So, just want to say thank you guys for being super understanding about that. Well, so, like, don't worry. This is the first time I've ever played it either. Yes, Harold, hello. I'm back. Detailed explanation was just given, but we're fine. Alright, so, let's get back to work, shall we? Where was I? Oh, yeah. It's a game, alright. If you missed it earlier, don't worry. You're in for a treat. We all are.
The interior of the cabin is almost entirely bare. The air is stale and musty, and the floor and walls are painted in a fine layer of dust. The only furniture of note is a plain wooden table. Perched on that table is a pristine blade. The blade is your implement. You'll need it if you want to do this right.
Am I gonna take the blade? Yeah, fuck it, I'll take the blade. I like blades.
You take the blade from the table.
Enter the basement. So before we killed the princess, it didn't
The door
go
to the
well.
basement creaks open, revealing a staircase faintly illuminated by an unseen light in the room below. This is an oppressive place.
Oh, grumble.
The air feels heavy and damp.
Thank you, Ether.
A hint of rot. Her voice carries up the stairs.
Who's there?
She sounds dangerous. It's almost as if she's the one in charge down here.
Don't let it fool you. It's all part of the manipulation.
Hi.
Don't be a stranger. It's been so long since I've had any visitors. Come on down.
You had visitors
You
before?
walk down the stairs and lock eyes with the princess. There's a heavy chain around her wrist, binding her to the far wall of the basement.
She's so coldly beautiful. Is she really a threat to the world?
First off, I know she is, but unfortunately the
Focus
hero
on the
doesn't know
task
that
at
she
hand.
is.
And there you are. Are you here to
Zira,
kill me
this,
or something?
it's happening. No. Nuh-uh. No. I haven't decided yet.
How about you drop the knife and the two of
Look how reasonable she's being. We should just drop the blade and talk things out. Don't you dare. It's fine. We can decide what we want to do after we talk to her. Maybe she really is a monster. Killing someone in cold blood isn't very becoming of us.
I drop this thing, or I'm gonna hold on to it for now, eh?
You ignore the trembling in your hand.
You poor thing. Your hands are
You step forward, your grip on the
Oh,
blade
yeah, shit.
tightening as you
Well,
steel
oh well.
your resolve.
I'm probably chained up in this basement for a reason, right? And if that knife is the only weapon you have, you'll have to get close enough to use it. So, you should just drop it. Best not to risk finding out what I can do.
She's unarmed. If you hesitate now, it'll be too late. End this.
We just, like, talk, though.
You're so close. No, this is a good idea. Maybe we can de-escalate things.
There, this is Slay the Princess. It is a interesting vegan with lots of death and body horror, and I'm enjoying it a lot.
Oh, threatened, are we? You poor thing. Drop the knife, and of course we can talk.
I'm not dropping the knife, lady, like... I'm not doing it. Fuck it.
Then I'm not talking to you.
Well, this is silly. This is childish. Because we're in an impasse.
I guess we are.
For the love of everything, just slay her already. Or drop the blade. Do something.
She don't want to talk. I'm just gonna stare at her.
You stare at the princess, squinting fiercely. She squints back. The two of you are going to do this forever, aren't you?
Yeah.
You'll have to blink eventually. Just make a choice. The blade tumbles out of your trembling
Fine.
hands and drops to the floor with an unceremonious clang.
Yeah, Zira, I'm actually really enjoying it a lot. And nah, it was like for less for shitpost reasons. I just had... That was for anxiety reasons. I just needed a minute to, like, breathe.
Thank you. Maybe now we can just talk.
But we're good. Yeah, let's just try talking without the knife. Because, you know, my option was to kill you. I did that
Against
before.
your
It didn't
better
go good.
judgment, You step forward.
Well, it
to
went
speak
fine,
to
just
the
not as well as I would have
princess
liked.
face, unarmed. We'll be fine.
It will be
I
fine.
don't know what you're hoping to accomplish here, but I can assure you there's no reasoning with her. Just make sure you don't forget about the blade on the floor. You're going to need it.
Yeah, so console. It could have gone better. A lot of things could have gone better, but you know what? We did great.
So here we are. What an awkward start to a relationship.
So, yeah. What do you even mean by that? What's her name, anyway?
She hesitates before answering.
You can address me as Your Royal Highness, or Her Majesty. Any honorific should do, really.
Note the lack of detail. You can't trust her.
I don't trust anybody. So, yeah. I'm here because you're supposed to end the world.
Don't just tell her that.
I'm telling her that.
That's cute. Do you believe that? Do you think I'm some sort of monster? If I'm supposed to be capable of ending the world, then how did I wind up here, chained to a wall? Have they told you why I'm allegedly so dangerous?
You know. I was hoping you'd tell me.
Ending the world seems like an awful lot for just one person to do. I wouldn't even know where to start.
I believe her. She doesn't have to know how to destroy the world to be capable of doing it.
At the end of the day, whatever the two of us have going on down here is about trust.
Uh-huh.
Whoever sent you to slay me claimed I was a threat to the world, but they didn't tell you why.
That's true, though.
That doesn't sound right to me. And I don't think it sounds right to you, either. Otherwise, we'd be killing each other instead of talking.
She has a point. There's a reason I've been telling you to question the situation, and there's a reason you've listened.
So, I could tell you that I'd lead a quiet life in the woods, or that I'd open an orphanage, or that I'd do any other number of good things that I'm sure you think you want to hear. But you don't really know me, do you? What can my word possibly be worth in a situation like this?
She's right about one thing. Her word isn't worth anything.
Like I said, it's all about trust. Blind trust. So do you trust me, the prisoner, the victim, the princess clearly incapable of ending the world? Or do you trust whoever put me here?
She's wrong. This isn't about trust. This is about risk. We stand to lose everything, all for the sake of one person, and a subjugating monarch, no less.
Alright. Well, how would I get you out of here anyway? How long you been down here?
Too long.
Not very helpful. How do I get you out of here?
You can't. Don't bother.
I'm guessing you don't have the key then. I'm sure there's a key somewhere around here, and if there isn't...
She'd open up the orphanage and the orphanage. Well, I've seen what she's capable of. I believe she could do both. I'm trying to talk. Yeah, I took a breather there, Billy's sake. We're good. But yeah,
Well,
I'm back to
I
talking.
can always
Less
put that
stabbing,
knife to good use.
more talking this time.
Her sharp eyes settle on the edge of the blade. She isn't suggesting what I think she's suggesting. Right? She is. I'm sure of it.
You're coming on to me, madam.
Don't jump to any weird conclusions. We're two people who have met each other. By definition, we have a relationship.
Yeah, true. We've talked enough.
Oh, have you...
You know why you're here.
I'm gonna get you out of here.
Oh, you have to be kidding me. You walk up to the chains binding the princess to the wall and give them a tug. They're large and heavy, far too solid for you to even imagine trying to break them apart.
If you don't have the key, maybe you should go looking for it. I'm sure it's somewhere upstairs.
That wasn't shit upstairs,
Whoever
but
locked the
okay.
princess away down here intended for her to never see the light of day. they wouldn't have just left the key to her chains somewhere in the cabin.
Any ideas besides cutting your own arm off there? Like a coyote in a trap?
That would be fine. I can lose an arm.
She speaks with almost complete nonchalance.
I
If we
believe-
were stuck down here for long enough, I'm sure we'd be nonchalant about cutting our way out. Anything to finally be free. You attempt to make your way out of the basement, but the door at the top of the stairs slams shut. You hear the click of a lock sliding into place. Is someone else here? You try the door, but it's locked from the outside.
Interesting.
You're here to slay the princess, and you won't leave until the task is done. Your shouts and pleas are met with silence. I'll repeat myself once again. You're here to slay the princess, and you won't leave until the task is done.
The time, the right. It ain't stab time. It's time to reasonable as shit time. That's true, Blackfire. We're trying. Right. Well, let's try our luck at the
You
bottom
make
of the
your way back
stairs.
to the bottom of the stairs. This would have been so much easier if you'd simply slain her like you were supposed to. Easier for whom? Easier for everyone.
Yeah, I don't bite on that one, Chief.
I heard the door slam. They locked you down here too, didn't they? The knife. Pick it up and cut me out of here.
You won't like what happens if you do that.
Save the princess, baby.
Against your better judgment, you place
We're just
the
going for it, huh?
the princess's arm just above the massive, unyielding chain. You cut into her flesh. The blade is sharp.
Well,
and you
Chief.
make quick work of it. Before long, you're able to crack through bone, and she pulls the bleeding stub of
Good
her
gracious
arm through
me.
the iron gauntlet. She didn't so much as utter a sound. Free from her bindings, the princess turns to face you, her fierce gaze meeting your eye. How is she so composed after losing an arm? It's like she isn't even bothered by it.
Thank you. Now let's get out of here.
Let's do it.
No, we won't have any of that. The stakes are too high. You can't just let her escape into the world. No, I just can't let her escape into the world. As the princess approaches the bottom stair, your body steps forward and raises the blade. Wait, this isn't fair. You can't just do that. Watch me.
Ah! I have some options here. They're varied. They are varied. Warner. They are varied.
Stop that.
I'm not going to stop that.
I thought this was a little too easy.
Your body lunges forward to sink the blade into her back, but the princess swiftly moves out of the way before you can connect. Stop it. Stop resisting me. I am trying to get you out of here alive.
I don't care about living. Slay the princess. Resist.
The blade. Move the blade.
You're doing your best to help me, aren't you? I can see the conflict in your eyes. I'll make this quick.
She steps forward and pries the blade from your rigid hands.
Maybe I'll see you in another life.
And then she slits your throat with an almost clinical ease. Her face remains unchanged as she watches you collapse to the ground, blood flowing from your butchered neck. This is the end.
Somebody once told me.
Thank you for the tier 1 sub, Kiziath. Happy to see you. Oh my god. She's armless. Shut up, Samurai. That's amazing. I like Eldritch Princess. She's pretty cool so far. Thanks for not slaying me, Nephi. I know that took a lot of strength. That's really funny. Thank you, Cassie. That's not true, Cass. I got her once. It's 1-1 right now.
I'm afraid it is.
We're 1-1.
Everything goes dark, and you die. I hope it was worth it. You're on a path in the woods, and at the end of that path is a cabin. And in the basement of that cabin is a princess. You're here to slay her. If you don't, it will be the end of the world.
Okay. Oh, you're in for it now, you bastard. I'm wise to your tricks. I'm not gonna give the game away just yet. I'm not gonna give it away just yet. I'll get there. For now, let's just go ahead and see what we can do.
A warning before you go any further. She will lie, she will cheat, and she will do everything in her power to stop you from slaying her.
Yeah, next
Don't believe a word.
next iteration, I'm just gonna leave, Cass.
Yes, don't believe a word she says. Just go in, take the knife, and do what you're supposed to. Wink. Did you just say wink out loud? No, I didn't. Wink. Just ignore this clown and focus on the princess.
We get another voice again. Hooray! Wink walk.
The interior of the cabin is less a cozy woodland retreat.
Oh,
and
it's
more
different
like a
again in
dungeon.
here.
A few pathetic wisps of starlight attempt to illuminate the cold, uninviting stone walls, and thick, wrought iron bars barricade the windows, reminding anyone who enters that this is a prison. The only furniture of note is an iron table, bolted to the floor, a pristine blade perched on its edge. The blade is your implement. You'll need it if you want to do this right. Walk up to the wall next to the basement door. It's a wall. There isn't much to see here. What are you talking about? This isn't a wall. It's a mirror. Or at least it'll be a mirror once we wipe off that layer of grime. You reach forward and rub your hand against the cabin wall. I hope you know how ridiculous you look right now. But there was a mirror a second ago, and now it's gone. If he doesn't want us to know about it, it must be important. We should keep our eyes peeled. Maybe it'll be back.
Well, we'll take the knife this time. I don't know. Like, the knife has come in handy more often than it hasn't.
You take the blade from the table. It will be difficult to slay the princess and save the world without a weapon. Good idea. Much better to be armed than to go in with blind hope alone.
We enter the basement. We haven't yet,
Door
Dux,
to
but
the
we will
basement
next.
creaks open,
When I quit.
revealing an old stone staircase.
After I
A
leave
few
reality
sputtering
for a
torches
while.
attempt to vaguely illuminate your path, dancing across glimmering patches of slimy moss on the stone steps. If the princess lives here, slaying her would probably be doing her a favor. Her voice, harsh but controlled, carries up the stairs.
Is that a visitor I hear? Please, come downstairs. It's been a while since I've had company.
I wonder what visitors she could be referring to. Were we not the first?
That's what I asked.
You walk down the stairs and lock eyes with the princess.
They're
She
not
looks
letting me
up
cut
at
her out of this one.
the heavy collar around her neck clanking loudly as she moves. The chains binding both her wrists to the far wall, joining the metallic chorus as she adjusts her hands in her lap. Should we be worried about the one around her neck? Why would you be worried about her restraints? If anything, they'll make your job easier. Have you noticed the empty chain on the wall? Odd that in a place where everything seems to serve a distinct purpose, there would be something so obviously useless.
What an interesting development. Why don't you have a seat? The two of us should chat before you bury that thing in my heart.
I want to put the other one on and see what happens, but I also need to do this the other way. There's too many permutations. Must sit with her.
You step towards the princess, but she stops you before you get too close, holding up one shackled hand.
There's fine. I'd prefer we keep some distance until we've sorted this out.
That's reasonable. We do have a weapon. Might as well put her at ease.
Let's just sit here.
You do as she asks and sit on the floor, still a good distance away from her.
Night Owl, the phrasing is not helpful. She's not She's not as small as the last girls in the dungeon. This is a different dungeon with different women. I hate how many times this happened. It's twice. That's too many times. I have in Boss, there's many stories, and all of them are at any time true. Good gracious me. I didn't think I'd get back here quite so quickly. I thought
Thank
we were
you.
safe from the little girl
Now,
dungeon, but we never
What
were.
are your intentions for me?
Alright. Why would you ask it like that? That's a weird way to say that. So what happened after I died last time? I want to know.
Oh, are we talking about that? I thought we weren't going to give away the game. But sure, I'll fill you in. Nothing happened. You died. I went upstairs. I couldn't leave. I found myself in a new place in chains again. More of them. And now you're back.
Is that really all she knows?
It's not like we have much of a clue about how things work. And she's probably even more in the dark than we are.
You're looking at me like I might be hiding something. I'm not.
I guess it's possible she really doesn't know anything. Maybe both of us are stuck in this loop without any idea why or how.
Let's see.
So you've already been here. As much as I would like to remain in denial, it's no use. This has complicated things.
Uh-huh.
It's complicated things how, exactly?
Ideally, this was supposed to be one and done. You go to the cabin, you heroically slay the princess, and in the process you save the entire world from being damned to oblivion. The situation right now, where you're getting a second shot at things, is a contingency.
A contingency for what?
For you failing, obviously. And you being here means that things are going to be a lot harder than they were. I really shouldn't say anything else, I'm just going to make it worse. Just good luck.
If you knew this could happen, why didn't you tell us? All of this is incredibly valuable information. It would have changed our actions considerably.
I know, if you notice, my games have a pattern. We kill gods, we kill gods, we pursue love, we unfortunately visit the dungeon. It happens, alright? Cycles, man. It's all cycles. In literary terms, we call this closure. We see the same thing over and over again, and it reassures us that the themes of our story have never actually changed.
I needed you to be in the dark for as long as I could keep you there. It's important. Necessary, even.
It's just the two of them, Blue Gentlemen. Quit acting like it happens all the time. It's happened twice. That's true, Samurai.
And maybe
One.
I wanted to be the first version of me.
Persona 5.
I didn't want to be confronted by the
In
alternative.
Boss. In P5R, we had... There was one. It's where the phrase comes from. And I'm scared to say that I think it won't be the last.
That's pathetic. I never said I wasn't.
What the fuck? So, the narrator has imposter syndrome. What a guy.
I get it. It would be pretty upsetting, wouldn't it? To know that you might not be the first version of yourself. At least we can remember what happened before. Seems like we should count ourselves lucky for that.
Excuse me.
Moving on. Why is it important for us to be ignorant? How is it ever helpful to be in the dark?
The more I say, the more your mind will swim into dangerous waters. Even saying that is too much. Your success hinges on you having imperfect information. For the sake of the entire world, you need to accept that.
Okay.
I won't.
Fine, but you won't get another word from me on the matter.
Alright, well, I'm gonna let this lady out of here.
Yeah, sure. We'll see about that.
Just give it a rest. This isn't helping.
Focus. This is a serious situation. You shouldn't be daydreaming.
I'm doing my best here. What did you mean by that, anyway?
Yes, your intentions. You have a knife. What are you going to do with it? Why are you here?
That's a good question.
There isn't a keyhole in these shackles, and I don't see any keys in your hands either. So I'm afraid my only way out is another surgical removal.
Is she forgetting about the shackle on her neck?
Or does she think she'd survive a beheading?
You're right. Maybe she's delusional. All the more reason not to trust her.
Unless she really could survive.
I bet
Oh,
my
I
money
suppose
she
you
could
just be
survive.
here to kill me. But I don't think that's in either of our best interests.
I'll bet my money on she'll live. Who's the chain for, anyway?
I don't know, but you could always try it on. Maybe it'll fit.
I do want to.
I hope I don't actually have to say this, but please don't lock yourself in chains. We need you ambulatory.
We'll come
You're
back
going
to that.
save the
We will come
world.
back to that. Hang on, I'm gonna save right here because I want to explore that later. There we go. We're just gonna save that up right there. I'm gonna
I
expect the
wouldn't
check.
do that if I were you.
Why not?
Why is that?
Yeah, why not?
Do I even need to explain myself? It's a shackle and it's one without a key. Do you want to be stuck here like she is?
Yeah.
And what? Is it going to lock the second we put our wrist into it?
I don't know. Maybe it will.
He doesn't want us to look at it. That's all the reason we need to investigate.
But what if he's telling the truth?
He isn't.
I am.
That's alright. It's perfectly fine. We'll come back to this. We'll come back to it.
Good.
Nice try, but I won't. Specifically because you told me to.
Yeah, we're gonna come back to that. I'm curious about it. So, what would you have me do?
Let me borrow that knife. Don't worry, you'll get it back.
That's ominous.
But she seems confident. Whatever it is she has planned, I think she knows what she's doing.
Oh, please. She's just putting on an act to disarm you. That much should be obvious. In case you need to hear a voice of reason, it would obviously be unwise to give away your only weapon.
Hey, there's a fucking quote for us. I'm back to the prison with 30% less little girls. That's true. There were less of them, and that's good. We're back here now. This is 100% less. This is just one girl, and she's not that little. And also, she's not that much of a girl, and there's a lot that goes into this situation. She knows sometimes she's knives and hands, and it's a whole thing.
Though if she isn't bluffing, whatever she has planned might be for her benefit alone. There's no guarantee that what's good for her is good for us.
So, what should we do?
I don't know. I'm just spelling out our options, listing the pros and cons.
Then let me help you. I'll start with the cons. If you're handing her your weapon, the cons are that she might use it to escape and end the entire world. And she might use it to kill you. That doesn't sound great. What about the pros? There are none.
The pros are that we can't trust him, possibly even more than we can't trust her. And whatever she has planned could do something to mess with what he has planned. Or maybe they're both screwing us over in their own ways.
Right. Alright, man, I'm gonna trust you, lady. Mutual trust. That was our mutually assured destruction was the last one. I'm gonna give you mutual trust this time.
Slide it over.
No, absolutely not. I am not letting you hand your only weapon over to the world-ending princess. Until you come up with any other idea, like, say, I don't know, doing your job and slaying her, you remain rigidly in place.
You tried this last time. Do you want to know how it went for you?
Oh, I remember. She killed us, which, by your estimation, ended the world, right? Oh, Rory tried to take over, buddy.
Exactly. If I were you, I wouldn't be too keen on repeating your mistake. Hell, we could even force your hand and do it ourselves. I'm not afraid of dying again. Are you?
A little. I think you got your point across. Fine. You slide the blade across the floor. The princess maintains unsettling eye contact as she reaches down to pick it up.
Thanks.
She pulls up her hair, smiling slightly as she raises the blade to her throat.
She's really gonna do it.
What is she doing? She doesn't say another word as she cuts into her own neck.
No.
Just gonna watch in silence.
Her eyes stare.
Yeah, I feel like it's all I'm with you.
Unwavering.
Good lord.
I'll be damned. Actually doing your job for you. Why would she do that?
Huh. So that's her play.
Killing herself?
She isn't dead yet.
Finally, you hear a snap. Her eye twitches. There's an uneasy silence. She remains motionless for a long moment, her twitching eye the only movement in the room, until at last it stops in an unsettling half-wink. Her head twists slowly
God
to the
damn.
side, flopping to her shoulder,
Holy shit.
and her neck.
Always have been, yeah.
The remaining tissue is not enough to hold the weight of her severed head.
Good
It
lord.
stretches and tears until finally it falls to the floor, completely free. It bounces a few times before rolling to a stop at your feet. Oh no, oh no, oh no, what did we do? Can we put it back? Please tell me we can put it back. The princess's eyes stare up at you. Dead. Congratulations! You saved the world.
Are you sure she's not winking at us?
Obviously not. She is thoroughly deceased. I hate this. Can we just get out of here now, please? Of course, the princess is slain and the world is saved. Whenever you're ready, you can proceed to your reward.
We should take her with us, don't you think?
What? No, you shouldn't do that. Why would you do that?
I can think of lots of reasons. A trophy, proof of our victory. Hell, we could even give her a proper burial. She did save the world, right?
You don't need proof, you don't need a trophy, and she doesn't deserve a burial. Just leave.
Even after all that, you're still not satisfied, are you? Something is still motivating you to keep things the way you want them.
I'm just eager to put this all behind us and give you your reward. Stop reading into things, the danger has passed. You can relax.
I'm just keeping myself sharp. I'm not so eager to put my guard down.
I am. I'm on team, let's put this all behind us, so can we leave already?
Take it. I'm taking this with me. This is mine.
Ugh, fine. You pick up the princess's severed head, its neck stump still oozing bodily fluids. Then make your way back upstairs to the first floor of the cabin.
Did you see that? I could have sworn she moved.
She didn't. She's dead. But what if she's not? Are you listening to yourself? Do I need to explain to you why decapitation is lethal? The door to your bountiful reward is right in front of you. All you have to do is open it. You open the cabin door, ready to return to a world saved from certain doom. Only, a world saved from certain doom isn't what you find. Instead, what you find is... Wait, no, that's not right.
Well played.
This is the end of the world, isn't it? I always thought I'd at least have time to explain myself before I had to watch it happen. It's already... Over? Is he gone?
But we're still here. Maybe it wasn't the end of the world after all. Maybe it was just the end of his.
Thanks for carrying me up here. I had to take it on faith that you would know what to do. I'm glad I was right to trust you. So, this is the outside. Maybe it's just my lack of body, but it's colder than I expected.
Well, see ya. You don't get the chance to respond, nor will you ever. It's time to leave.
She's gone. Where did she go? Should we try and find her?
I think we'll see her again.
And there's that mirror again. Why is it here? Why now?
Of course you're scared this is the end for you, but not for me.
What is that supposed to mean? Whatever awful thing I felt before, it feels so much worse now.
No, that can't be right. There has to be something more.
As you reach forward, they're gone, but the mirror remains. Let's see what's in it. You've grown. It's looking worse for us, boys. You're in the long quiet once again. Oh, there she is. What up?
Lights and empty cityscapes become pockets of vitality and movement. I am more than I was before.
So it would seem.
Whenever you are ready, I will wipe your slate clean once again.
How much have you changed, anyway?
Is a child the same as an infant? I am an unbroken pattern, but every vessel gives fresh perspectives and carves new avenues of expression. I am different, but I am the same.
By the 9. Yeah, I guess, yeah, we're out here. What does it feel like to change this?
Eyes close in reflection. Perspectives meld together, and the breadth of my experience stretches to new corners. There are contradictions, conflicts in my nature, and there are familiarities that bind everything together. It feels correct. This is what I need to be. This is the only path forward.
I think I'd recommend being something else, but, you know, do your best. Do you know what you want to do when we're done here?
With every gift you bring me, I excavate the alleys of what I am meant to be, and every exploration yields new and complicated truths. What I will be is different than what I am, and what I am is different from what I was. I cannot tell you what desires I will hold when I have changed. But in this moment, all I want is to know myself and to know you.
Why can I not do the same things I've done before? You've been kinder to me than anyone else I've met. That's actually kind of fun, because that's the same thing that Harry Dubois says to the big insect at the end of Disco Elysium. So it's kind of a neat, like, that strikes a chord in my heart.
Why wouldn't I be kind to you? You are the only thing I know that isn't me.
And I go back to the invisible wall closes around me. Why can't I do the same thing I did before?
Those paths lead to worlds you've already seen, and to perspectives I have already made my own. They are useless to us now, inaccessible. The only paths of value are those that are yet untread.
Do you have any thoughts on this vessel?
This one is cold and cynical. She has protected herself when others could not. She will make for a clever heart. Do not mourn her. She doesn't need to be protected any longer.
I don't want to hurt you, but the more I go back, the worse I think it'll be.
The vessels are shaped by memories of you, but their impulses are drawn to the edge of the long quiet. To them, you are a gate to something more, and any hurt you've caused them is understood as a fair price for freedom. But they are only thoughts and perspectives. They are not me. The wounds they've suffered carve texture around my heart. Without them, I would be as I was before.
Yeah, I don't know, gentlemen, and I want to find out.
I would be alone and without sensation. I could not feel the joy of having you by my side, for I would not know your absence.
What do you want me to bring you next time?
Gifts aren't what someone tells you to bring them. My joy is in seeing what you choose. There are no wrong answers, and every perspective illuminates my shadows and shares new secrets.
So you have any perspectives on how you'd check to change and grow?
My preference is for you to show me what you would like me to see. I cannot know the ways I wish to grow, for I have yet to feel them. It is you who guides me down the thin trail of perspective and memory.
Okay. I could just destroy myself. What a thing. I'm ready to go back.
I will long for your return, but it will give me time to reflect on what I am. We will meet again.
He's talking to you. Yeah. I keep dying.
You're on a path in the woods, and at the end of that path is a cabin. And in the basement of that cabin is a princess. You're here to slay her. If you don't, it will be the end of the world.
No, I love this. This is super cool. Turn around and leave.
Seriously? You're just going to turn around and leave? Do you even know where you're going?
Yes.
Somehow I doubt that, but fine. I suppose you just quietly continue down the path away from the cabin. Good. What we're being asked to do here is wrong. Better to wash our hands of this whole situation than to take part in it. Ignore that annoying little voice. He doesn't know what he's talking about. That's strange. It looks like this path also leads to the cabin. How convenient. Everything's back on track again. Maybe the world can still be saved after all.
I'm leaving.
Really keen on wasting everyone's time, aren't you?
Yes.
It's remarkably selfish, if you ask me. I've already outlined the stakes of the situation. If you don't do your job, everyone dies. Like, dies. Forever.
Yeah, Day Zero and all that. And emotionally blackmailing me into doing this.
Your silence is deafening. But fine, you turn around and trek back down the path you came. Oh, would you look at that? You're at the cabin again. Now, I'm not normally one for superstition or astrology.
I'm gonna keep
but I have
leaving.
to say, it seems like the universe itself is doing its best to bring you to your fated confrontation with the princess.
I'll just keep trekking through the wilderness until I find a way out of this place. Yeah, let's keep
There's
walking.
always a choice. Let me tell you right now that you're making the wrong one for pretty much everyone who's ever lived, as well as for everyone who ever will. And here we go. As you trudge into the woods, something strange starts to happen. At first, it's little flickers out of the corner of your eyes. Glimpses
Being
of
haunted by the
familiar
cabin.
wooden structures through the leaves. But as you focus on your surroundings, you start to realize that those flickers weren't just a trick.
Oh, this is cool.
In every direction, there is a path and a cabin. And not just a cabin, the cabin. An infinite fractal of paths and cabins desperately trying to draw you back to where you need to be.
Yeah, remember, it's like that.
Wait, what's going on? You're too stubborn for that, aren't you? It doesn't matter how many paths or cabins appear around you, you're just going to do whatever you can to shirk your responsibility because you care more about irritating me than you do about the fate of the world. You've doomed us all, you know that, right? But of course you do. Otherwise you wouldn't just wander off into the forest in search of certain death. You lose track of just how long you spend aimlessly tromping through the wilderness. But it's not like any of that time spent lost in the woods really matters, because it isn't long before the world ends and everyone dies. You're on a path
I'm gonna keep leaving.
in the woods.
Oh, that's gonna be my.
And at
This is
the
gonna be
end
this
of
run.
that
This run's
path
just leaving.
is a cabin. And in the basement of that cabin is a princess. You're here to slay her. If you don't, it will be the end of the world.
It's true, like, so I'm going around in circles and I'm just gonna keep leaving. Stay in the woods forever?
You have already committed to my completion.
Okay, fine. Rude.
You know I can tell when you're lying, right? Please take this seriously. I am begging you. A warning before you go any further.
Like the wall that's come up, they're like, you just can't leave.
She will lie, she will cheat, and she will do everything in her power to stop you from slaying her. Don't believe a word she says. If we're stuck going in there, maybe we should believe her. Maybe she isn't a liar. Ignore him. He's just being difficult for the sake of it. Let's keep an open mind.
Alright, Dex, you're gonna get your
Cabin
wish.
interior
What the
is
fuck?
Wrong. A confusing patchwork of many cabin interiors, all projected across what's almost the same space. But it's all shifted. An inch here, a foot there, such that the seams are never quite visible enough for the place to make any sense. The only furniture of note is a plain table, its legs all the wrong lengths, its material devoid of feature. Perched on that table is a pristine blade. The blade is your implement. You'll need it if you want to do this right. If he wants us to take it, maybe we should just leave it to collect dust, or better yet, grab it and throw it out the window. What good is a knife against a world-ending monstrosity anyway? No, we're taking the knife. Have you seen this place? We have literally no idea what to expect and no idea what we're dealing with. I've already told you what you're dealing with. You're dealing with a princess. How many times do I have to explain this incredibly simple and straightforward premise? You can't just say that. But when everything here is so wrong. Listen to me. My job is to describe facts as facts and to guide you through your job, which is to slay the princess and through that action, save the entire world. And if you're going to slay her, you cannot let fear creep into your heart. You cannot lose yourself before you even get to her. Oh, ho, ho, ho! You've piqued my interest. What's going to happen if we lose ourselves? Nothing, because you're going to pull yourself together. Just ignore the stressful geometry and stay calm.
I am not ignoring the stressful geometry.
How? Even if we closed our eyes, you're constantly describing it to us. I'm not going to stop doing my job, so you're just going to have to get better at yours. And quickly, if you don't mind. Yes, take a deep breath. I'm all for getting under his skin, but we'll miss out on loads of fun if we shrivel up into a ball and go insane the first time we see something weird. What you're seeing here is obviously real. Just accept it and go with the flow. It really isn't hard. Okay, I'm fine. Good. Now, whenever you're ready, we're all waiting for you to complete a very important task.
I'll approach the mirror.
You walk up to the wall next to the basement door. It's a wall.
I'm gonna keep interacting with
Isn't
the mirror
much to
every time
say.
it appears.
What are you talking about? This isn't a wall. It's a mirror. Or at least it'll be a mirror once we wipe off that layer of grime. You reach forward and rub your hand against the cabin wall. I hope
I'm gonna
you
do it
know
every
how
time,
ridiculous
too.
you look right now. But there was a mirror a second ago, and now it's gone. You know that taking the mirror away from us isn't going to change things, right? We'll find it again, then we'll see whatever it is that you don't want us to see.
I'm going downstairs. I don't need an.
The
Oh
door to
my
the
god!
basement creaks open, revealing a web of branching staircases all built from unidentifiable materials.
Ah, yes, of course. I forgot I went to the Escher dimension. That's the second time that's happened. God dang it. Why does this keep happening to me?
And the closer you examine your surroundings, the more confused you get, your head throbbing with the effort of making sense of this place. None of the stairs even seem to go anywhere, let alone down. The air here has a sickening, almost sludge-like miasma to it, the kind of indiscernible quality that comes from the blending together of every scent there is at once. An odour that is simultaneously everything and yet the sum of it all coalescing into a thick, nauseating nothing. If the princess lives here, slaying her is probably doing her a favour. Her voice, a disquieting collage of tone and personality, drags up the stairs.
Hello? Hi. What are you doing here?
No, thank you.
No thanks.
Oh, don't be such a baby. I don't want to do this. Let's just turn around and leave. This feels wrong. This feels like a trap. Like whatever we do, we're gonna die.
Yes, there. We did her no favors, but it's okay.
We don't even have a weapon. But we already tried turning around and leaving, didn't we? And he threw up a wall. No way to go but forward. And whatever choice we make, whatever she is, we know one thing for sure. And what's that? That the fate of the world hinges on your success? There'll still be plenty of ways to ruin his day.
Let's take the stairs. Left or right, chat? What do we like? We like left or right? We have such beautiful options. Oh man. Let's see here. Jimmy Ray's got that left. We got 2 rights, 2 lefts, 1 middle. What a race. What a race. Oh, yep, 2 center. Oh, 3 center. They're pulling away. Oh, no. Alright, what's right or center right now? Ultra mega left. What a choice. I'll put it to the dice. I wish I could do that, Samurai. I'll put the dice. We have most votes for right and center. So let's let the dice decide. On a 4-up, it's right. It's center.
You step onto the center staircase. Paths wind out around you in all directions, each step branching into its own staircases, which branch into their own staircases, and so on. You aren't quite sure if yours is taking you up or down, but at the very least, it's taking you somewhere. You concentrate on where you are, careful not to stray onto any of the many splitting branches that tempt you on all sides.
Laziest Orc Slayer is a little late, I'm sorry to
yours
say.
once
I
you've
wish
made a decision that
I'd
took you
seen that
someplace
sooner.
else. And so you take one
I don't think
careful,
it matters
focused
much, if
step
I'm honest.
after another. 1 foot down.
Look at this shit.
Another foot down, another after that. You lose yourself in following the correct pattern, in following what looks to be the true path, the one that cuts straight down, or up, or maybe sideways. But no matter the direction it goes, it certainly is the most true path. You know that much. You slowly lose sense of yourself the further you go.
Okay.
Time disappears, and you can feel yourself begin to untether. Physical sensations dull and then vanish, until the only things experienced.
Now, that's a cool way to
are endless
use
repeating
like
patterns
the
and
art,
emotions of
like the
journey,
early concepts of your art, right?
continuous march forward to a destiny.
Like the
Consumption and
oh,
betrayal, skepticism and blind devotion, rivalry and submission, terror and longing, pain and unfamiliarity. And at the heart of it all, an emotion that can only be described as... What the hell was that? What happened to us? I feel so strange. Like I'm fundamentally different, but also still the same person I was at the top of the stairs. Oh well, that was a trip, but now it's over. Time to get back to our old devilish ways. The princess, eyes bright but otherwise shrouded in darkness, watches you impatiently from the other side of the basement. Don't forget why you're here. And, why are we here again? In case you weren't listening, I'm afraid I lost myself on the way down. You're here to... He's just being an ass. We remember. Though I'm still not sure if we should trust you. Let's talk to her for a bit. Try and get
Nothing
our
about that
bearings.
seems normal. It's
She
now dark.
seems normal.
I'm sorry, I didn't realize I was here.
And yet here you are. How strange. Do you remember anything at all? Do you know why you're here? Do you know me?
I kinda do.
The shadows recede, revealing the princess's face. She's so blank. I have no idea who she is. Isn't that fun? A new puzzle for us to take apart. If she's keeping her cards close to her chest, it's because she wants to deceive you.
It's okay. Don't worry. Sometimes I get lost here too.
Ah, good.
As the princess speaks again, it's almost as if she fractures. And where there was once
We need to
just
start
one of
killing
them,
ourselves. There's enough of us to match the number of princesses.
we can do that? I don't like this. It's those cabins all over again. Can we put her back? Again? Have you been here before? Should we tell him? Nah, let him stew. Right, I'm telling him. Yeah, we've been here before, but we never went to the cabin. We just turned around and left. Until? It's hard to describe. Until the only thing we could see was the same cabin going on forever. And then you told us that the world ended and we died. And then we woke up, and I'm pretty sure you're familiar with all the rest of it. It seems to me like you saw something you weren't supposed to have seen. If only you'd listened to whatever words of wisdom you were given in that other reality. But what's done is done, isn't it? Whatever you saw last time, unsee it. Whatever thoughts weaseled their way into your head, unthink them. If it's not already too late. You have a job to do here, and you need to do it now.
Nah.
Ooh, new plan. Let's see if we can make even more of her.
I like that plan. There's more of you now.
There must be something wrong with you. I'm the same as I was a moment ago. What's that supposed to mean? Are you trying to get under my skin?
She fractures again. I don't like where this is going.
I do. This is pretty sick.
Neither do I. Which is why you need to slay her now before things get more complicated than they already are.
I didn't even bring a knife.
How would we even do that? Where would we start? We could always start by retrieving the blade. Can we even leave this place? I don't like thinking about what might happen to us if we have to go back through those stairs. Well, that's where the blade is. If you want it, you'll have to go and get it. I don't think we're going to be able to put her back. Kind of hurts to think about it, doesn't it? It's like everything we say just multiplies her. It certainly looks that way, so please, for the love of everything, stop asking her questions and stop stalling. You're obviously just making things worse.
Oh, where am I making it so much worse? What's your name?
Princess. You can call me Princess, if you'd like. You can address me as Your Royal Highness, or Her Majesty. Any honorific should do, really.
None of them have names. How astute. I told you she was untrustworthy.
You know how that happened? You know why I just got turned into spaghetti briefly? I got spaghettified.
I don't remember what it was like before I was in this place. Why would I know what happened to you? We're probably stuck down here forever, aren't we? There's no way out, and barely a way in. Sometimes I feel like I'm being pulled apart too. It's so terrifying down here. But at least now you're not alone. And I'm not alone either. You're not really cut out for this, are you? Why are you even here?
Oh man. I was briefly spaghetti, but I am no more, Grimos. Now I'm just here, man. Jimmy Ray, we already killed it once. It brought us back to this, to all of this. What in the world? Oh, that's cool. It's 3 options. I want to see if I can make it bigger. You know why you're down here?
Is this a quiz? If you're here, then surely you know why I'm here. But you know, right? You have to know. You're the only other person I've ever seen. Or at least the only one I can remember. Don't give me false hope. Please just end this already. One way or another, just do it. Don't be coy. We both know why I'm locked away here. I'm only
monster, and the second I get out of this place, I'm going to end the entire world.
This is reaching its breaking point. If you don't act now, there will be nothing in here but her. Take a deep breath and focus up. You can do this.
I'm having a good time,
But how do
honestly.
we decide what to do? Can there even be a right choice when all of them are so different? Stop overthinking it. Your drifting thoughts have clearly been part of the reason this situation has gotten out of hand. If you're trying to do the right thing, there's only ever been the one option, and that option is slaying her. Just do something. Do anything. Do all of it, if that's what you want. This place is hell, and it's only getting worse.
I'm gonna do all of the things. I'm gonna yeah, it's all choices. The Omni choice.
That's all right. Go on. You take a step forward. Your foot lands, but it lands different. You experience a firm footfall, a gentle tread, a confident stride. You can feel yourself rupture. The room spins, your perception multiplying in a sickening kaleidoscope as your very self is pulled in incomprehensibly many directions. You find the blade suddenly in your hands. All at once you use it to strike at her bindings as you remain upstairs and slay her and leave her to languish alone. Is this what the end of the world looks like? What an unbearable mess. But this... we can't... Do you not have anything witty to say? I could use a good bit of wit right now. No, I don't, because this isn't fun. How are we supposed to have fun if everything is happening at the same time? It's the same as nothing happening, and nothing is excruciating. Luckily for all, nothing and everything doesn't go on forever. The world and the princess collapse in on themselves before it all falls apart.
Or comes back together.
I think he's gone. We were never going to salvage this, were we?
What happened to us? What are we? There are parts of us that are dead, and others, they just don't fit. They just don't fit. We can feel them moving around in spaces they don't belong. It's all so uncomfortable. Did you do this? Did we do this? Can you pull us back apart? Can you fix us?
We should help her. I think we did this. How surprisingly sincere. I didn't actually think our actions had consequences.
Oh man, we did do this.
It's a little late for regret, isn't it?
Please.
It's really going good. I don't think you're... That's pretty fucked up. I'll do my best. Well, they're gone.
She's gone. Where did she go? Should we try and find her? And there's that mirror again. Why is it here? Why now?
You need to trust me, we've been here before and you always get scared.
It feels so bad. Like looking into it right now is going to be the end of everything. Yeah, don't look at it. I don't like that thing.
I was gonna say, it's gonna be alright.
Okay. If you say so, we'll trust you.
You shouldn't do that.
You're not messing with us, right?
Says they're gone again. The mirror always makes them leave. But you need to look. You've withered. Let's go to the cabin. She's gonna be there waiting for us. She always is. Hello again.
In a growing chorus of contradiction, a mass of tides ebbing and flowing all at once in more directions than my attention can bear to hold. To look at any one is to shift them all into something new, and to look away is to reshape them yet again.
We didn't think our actions had consequences. We did, though.
All of me is changing, and yet the rest of me is still the same.
You can't be a contradiction. They don't exist. What do you think of this vessel?
These ones are a contradiction, a winding kaleidoscope of paths and walls. They are stretched into a shape not unlike me, but it is a shape they cannot hold. They will make for a rich and vibrant heart. Do not mourn them, for they will finally get to know themselves.
I'm kind of mourning them.
And yet my waters flow and my streets bustle. There are no words that can describe me into non-existence. There is no logic that can bind my multitudes. I am everything that you have known me.
Sorry, quick save. How can you stand being contradictory?
As easily as you can stand to be you. You are like me, even if you have chosen not to look at the corners of you that do not fit. Even if you have chosen to ignore the brilliant contours of your soul.
Does it make you worse? Doesn't it change you that every time we go back we hurt one another?
It changes me, but it doesn't make me worse, nor does it make me care for you any less. Does it make you worse? Do you resent me?
If anything, it makes me like you more. I don't know what that says about me. Seems it just says I'm near you. That's honestly true. If I'm, the most honest answer is that one.
It does seem small from here, and the more we journey, the smaller each of those steps will be. But that doesn't make any of them less special.
Huh. I love this game. Do you know what happened to the world we leave behind?
My perspectives are shadowed. You have seen what I have seen, just as I have seen what you have seen. The angles of my vantage do not offer me hidden truths, and my attention is turned inward.
Beautifully accurate, Princess. We keep coming back.
Perhaps this will change when our work is done.
Alright. Ready to go back.
I will be here when it is time for us to meet again.
I've died again. I live, I die, I live again.
You're on a path in the woods, and at the end of that path is a cabin. And in the basement of that cabin is a princess.
I would skip this, except that even though I think it's going to be the same, but I dare not, just in case there's one time it isn't.
You're here to slay her. If you don't, it will be the end of the world.
Witless. That's funny, too. Alright, let's see here. Seems bad to kill a princess, right?
Does it? Are you a monarchist? Is slaying a princess that much worse than slaying a fisherman or a miller or a seamstress? If anything, slaying a princess is much better than slaying a seamstress. Seamstresses contribute something of value to society.
That's... You're ignoring the question. Well, whatever. Let's go to the cabin.
You make your way up the short path to the cabin. You'll find the princess within. A warning before you go any further.
Yeah.
She will lie, she will cheat, and she will do everything in her power to stop you from slaying her. Don't believe a word she says. We're not going to go through with this, right? She's a princess. We're supposed to save princesses, not slay them. Ignore him. He doesn't know what he's talking about.
This time we don't take the knife at all. We ignore the knife. We're just gonna go straight through.
The interior of the cabin is almost entirely bare. The air is stale and musty, and the floor and walls are painted in a fine layer of dust. The only furniture of note...
I wonder if this time I lock myself up and become a prisoner with it, or what
perched on
happens.
that table is a pristine blade.
We're gonna keep trying the variations of this.
The blade is your implement. You'll need it if you want to do this right.
Downstairs we go. No knife
The
this
door to the
time.
basement creaks open, revealing a staircase faintly illuminated by an unseen light in the room below. This is an oppressive place. The air feels heavy and damp, a hint of rot filtering from the ancient wood. If the princess really lives here, slaying her is probably doing her a favor. Her voice softly carries up the stairs.
Hello? Is someone there?
It's hypnotizing. It's the kind of voice you only have to hear once to remember it for the rest of your life. Don't let it fool you. It's all part of the manipulation. You're playing a dangerous game by coming here unarmed.
Yep. Hi.
Don't be a stranger. It's been so long since I've had any visitors. Please, come downstairs.
You walk down the stairs and lock eyes with the princess. There's a heavy chain around her wrist, binding her to the far wall of the basement. She's beautiful. How could someone like this be a threat to anyone? I am begging you to stay focused. There's a lot riding on you here.
I doubt it.
Hi. Do you think you can get me out of these chains?
I'll see what I can do. Let's see these chains.
You're only making this more difficult.
Thank you.
I live to make it more difficult.
Thank
Maybe.
you.
You're making a huge mistake. No, you're doing the right thing. You walk up to the chains binding the princess to the wall and give them a tug. They're large and heavy, far too solid for you to even imagine trying to break them apart.
I'm guessing you don't have the key?
Maybe it's somewhere upstairs. Doubtful. Whoever locked the princess away down here intended for her to never see the light of day. They wouldn't have just left the key to her chains somewhere in the cabin.
I'll look for something upstairs.
Okay. I'll be here. Good luck.
You attempt to make your way out of the basement, but the door at the top
We
of
don't
the
have a knife,
stairs slams
nerd.
shut. You hear the click of a lock sliding into place. Is someone else here? You try the door, but it's locked from the outside. Your shouts and pleas are met with silence. You're here to slay the princess, and you won't leave until the task is done.
We don't have a weapon, moron.
You make your way to the bottom of the stairs. This would have been so much easier if you'd just taken the blade like you were supposed to.
No.
Easier for whom? Easier for everyone. Look at the mess you're in.
I heard the door slam. They locked you down here too, didn't they?
There's a slight panic rising in the princess's voice.
If I could just get out of these chains, I know we could force our way out of here together.
She barely hesitates before raising her arm to her mouth, her teeth tearing
Like a coyote?
with the determination of a trapped wolf.
Good
As she
gracious.
rips her flesh from her bone, a sound comes from behind you. The crack of bouncing metal. It's the blade from upstairs. You're not sure how it made its... Or we could use it to free her. You won't like what happens if you do that.
I never do.
Fine. Against your better judgment, you place the blade against the ragged, self-inflicted wound on the princess's arm, just above the
Like blood on her
unwieldy
mouth?
chain binding her to this place. You
Oh,
cut
rabid dog.
to her flesh. The blade is sharp, and it takes little effort to crack through the bone of her arm. Her limb falls to the ground, and the heavy chains follow suit. She didn't so much as utter a sound through the whole ordeal.
Yeah, she's wild, but she's funny.
No, she didn't. She smiles softly as her gaze meets yours, blood from her wounded arm dripping rhythmically to the ground. How is she still smiling after everything? It's like she isn't even bothered by what just happened.
Thank you. Now let's get out of here.
No, we won't have any of that. The stakes are too high. You can't. As the princess approaches the bottom stair, your body steps forward and raises the blade. Wait, this isn't fair. You can't just do that.
This has happened before.
Watch me.
The different interactions.
What are you doing?
We're not slaying the princess.
Stop that.
Something's come over you, hasn't it? You know you don't have to do this, right?
I don't want to do this.
Your body lunges forward, the blade held low, ready to sink into her heart. But the princess dodges, stumbling back against the wall before the blade has a chance to connect. Stop it. Stop trying to resist me. I'm trying to get you out of here alive.
No, we're resisting. We're hard resisting.
The blade. Move the blade.
No.
As your body remains frozen in stubborn resistance, the princess takes a cautious step forward.
We both know this isn't you.
Yeah.
She nervously reaches towards you and takes the blade from your infuriatingly rigid hands. What are you doing?
Letting
I'm
myself
sorry.
die.
I'll try to be quick.
She plunges it into your chest, tearing through flesh and sinew. It is agony. But you aren't dead yet.
Oh no, I'm so sorry.
Stay strong. We can tough it out until it's done. For her sake. For her sake? Don't you start pretending that dying a painful death is some sort of heroic gesture. The two of you have literally doomed everyone. Whatever. She sinks the blade into your chest again and again and again, and you feel every inch of burning pain that slices its way into your body.
I'm sorry.
She doesn't know how to use a knife, does she? Apparently not, though it doesn't matter how sloppy her knife work is, does it? A stab wound is still a stab wound, and it won't be long before you bleed out.
I'm so sorry.
Whackard happens sometimes. Again, she's like a feral coyote princess, and I'm doing my best to get her out of here. It's not going well. I did it once.
With one last thrust of the knife, your legs give out beneath you. You collapse to the floor, your blood pooling around you, your limbs unresponsive. The princess stares down at your ruined chest as tears carve rivulets of pink down her blood-spattered cheeks. It can't just end like this, right? Oh, that's rich coming from you. As much as I'd prefer for things to have gone differently, I can't deny the reality of what's happened. The two of you made your choice. It's over. Everything goes dark. And you die.
Let's save right there. Thank you.
You're on a path in the woods. And at the end of that path is a cabin.
Welcome to horrible things
In the basement of
occurring.
that cabin
They will happen
is a
again.
princess. You're here to slay her. If you don't, it will be the end of the world.
Let's do it.
A warning. Before you go, she will lie. If only you knew what you did to us, you villain. Excuse me? Forget he said anything. But he is a villain. He made our beloved brutally take our life last time. He's trying to keep us apart, but he won't be able to withstand the power of our love. Last time? What are you talking about? I think he just likes to hear the sound of his own voice. Let's try to ignore him. I do, but I also speak from the heart. My passions are too great to be stifled. They must be expressed. Sure, yeah, your passions are strong and all, but not everyone needs to hear them. Some things are better kept quiet. Don't pay their bickering any mind. Focus on the task ahead.
the cabin gonna look like this
The
time?
interior of the cabin is clean and elegant, its stone walls draped in fine-threaded tapestries. The blade is your implement. You'll need it if you want to do this right.
Hard to fucking read these things sometimes. There we go. Approach the mirror.
You walk up to the wall next to the basement door. It's a wall. There isn't much to see here. What are you talking about? This isn't a wall. It's a mirror. Or at least it'll be a mirror once we wipe off that layer of grime. You reach forward and rub your hand against the cabin wall. I hope you know how ridiculous you look right now. But there was a mirror a second ago, and now it's gone. Pity. We could have a feather out of place, and now we'll never know. We can't gallantly sweep her off her feet if we have a feather out of place.
Why do we have feathers? To the basement, my friends. No knives this time. All blades are sheathed. And not just in my ribcage.
Open, revealing an intricate stairwell. Gold-trimmed carpet glimmers in the light of the torches positioned along the walls. The basement almost seems welcoming in the dim firelight. But it's still a stone basement. If the princess lives here, slaying her is probably doing her a favor. A soft voice carries up the stairs.
Hello? Is someone there?
Her voice. It's somehow even more beautiful than last time. I think we're in love. Okay, I'm with you that we should be doing whatever we can to save her, but saying we're in love is a bit much, don't you think? We don't even know the princess. We can still do right by her without all this fawning. Yes, for everyone's sake, you're not in love. Just remember that her charms are all part of the manipulation.
Well, they went to the trouble of voicing her. I don't
Down
have
the
to.
stairs and lock eyes with the princess. There's a heavy chain around her wrist, binding her to the far wall. My love, we're here to rescue you from your unjust and foul imprisonment. You know she can't hear you, right? She may not be able to hear my words, but surely she can hear my spirit. Oh, your spirit's plenty loud, all right.
It's you, my dashing hero. I was so worried you wouldn't come back.
I'm back.
Did you hear that? She said we're dashing. And she called us a hero.
Oh, now both of them are on her side.
Flattery really goes a long way with the two of you, doesn't it? Waiting for you to come back. You've been here before, haven't you? That's right, villain. And you killed us. Well, she killed us. Only because he made us try and kill her. It was self-defense. Our beloved's hands remain unstained by cruelty. And you've died before. So an entire world has been damned to oblivion. I'd really hoped I'd be the first, but what's done is done. What matters is you have a chance to do it right this time. We damned a whole world. But everything reset. Nothing resets. You're just somewhere else. You can't keep hopping between worlds forever. Especially not without leaving a trail of incomprehensible devastation behind you. This is horrible. Horrible for you, maybe. But we've been given another opportunity to sweep her off her feet and treat her like the lady she is. Now, hold on. If she actually ended a world, are you sure we want to do this? Are you sure we want to rescue her? We never saw a world end, and now I'm even more certain that we must chase our heroic and romantic destiny than I've ever been. I shan't let anyone convince us otherwise. Are you listening to him? He's lost it. Don't let him distract you.
Answer your question, Dux. It's because this place is made of foul geometries. You did kill me last time, and it hurt a lot. Why did you do that? I'm not gonna ask her that. What happened after I died?
You died, and now we're talking.
I didn't bring a knife. Do I have to cut you out again?
I'm okay with whatever you come up with. You can cut my arm off again.
We won't be laying a finger on her perfect wrists, and indeed, we won't even have to. Do you see how dainty her hands are?
we'll be able to slip her right out with no harm done.
What? No, she's a prisoner here. You can't just slip her hand through the chains. Why are you two arguing over the logistics of slipping her hand out of her shackles? She just said she'd be okay with any idea we came up with. Am I the only one here who thinks that's weird?
She didn't care last time. Why should she care this time? That's our stoic, smiling angel.
No, you're right. It's extremely bizarre behaviour and further evidence that she's a monster who's not to be trusted. So go ahead and slay her.
Did you end the world?
I don't know. Was I supposed to have ended the world? Would that have made you happy?
Oh, ideally, princess.
Isn't that just like our darling princess? She wants to make us happy. My heart melts further with every word that passes through her beautiful lips.
Are you listening to her? That's a confession.
It's pretty funny. I don't want the world to end.
Then I didn't end the world.
Perfect.
See? She didn't confess anything. She is innocence itself.
I'm not so sure.
That's pretty funny. It was extremely unfair. Just explain this to her.
Another version of me was pushed to such drastic action. It was for good reason.
That's okay. You were just doing your best, and that's all that matters.
Super supportive princess is the best.
She took that in stride. To a surprising extent. An almost unsettling extent, actually.
This game is so cool.
That's because she's perfect. Do you think she has someone like him telling her what to do? She doesn't. There's no one else like me.
I don't believe that
I
either.
think he's right, because I like it better if she doesn't have some horrid little voice like him, always trying to drive her to violence.
Right, well, let's go ahead and do this.
No, I can't let you do that. If you take another step towards the princess, I would if you had a weapon.
Ah. The fucking thing. Oh,
Not on my watch, villain. My passions contain titanic depths, and if you try anything that might harm our dearest, I will end our life without a second thought.
You wouldn't.
I would.
He would.
I'd listen to him if I were you. He has a lot of strong feelings. And doesn't the world end if we don't stop her? You approach the princess and gingerly slide her hand from her bindings. That shouldn't have worked. I'll be damned. We're doomed. I can't believe it. But I guess I have to.
I told you, there's no life more worth living than that of a true believer.
I love you, Voiceless Mitten.
I'm free, and you're not trying to kill me this time. Thank you. Thank you so much.
The princess jumps up and smothers you in a joyful embrace. Ugh, if only you had a weapon. One slip of the wrist and your pristine blade would be buried in her back, and everyone out there would be saved. Luckily for Mr. Romance, we don't have a weapon.
Who needs a weapon when we have the power of love on our side?
What do we do now?
We leave. We'll figure it out next. What do you want to do anyway?
Let me guess. End the world?
Spoken with the rank cynicism of someone who has never felt love in his
She's
heart.
like, I'm gonna end the world.
I don't actually know. Nobody's ever asked me what I wanted before.
She doesn't even know what she wants. You may have had her all wrong. What if this whole thing is just a misunderstanding? What if she doesn't want to end the world? You're so gullible. Is the only thing you've ever doubted the actual truth?
I think I want to leave. And I think...
The princess closes her eyes in deep reflection, and then she shrugs.
I don't know. What do you want to do?
I'm trapped in this fucking loop already. I just want to leave. We can figure the rest out later.
That sounds perfect.
The princess takes your hand, the last hopes of the entire world slipping through your fingers as they intertwine with hers.
We have each other. We don't need the world for our happy ending.
I like to think that you do, actually. Look, I have my doubts, but the choice has been made and this is happening. You don't have to mope about it. I will mope about it, because moping is the only recourse you love-blind fools have left me with. You and the princess walk up the stairs hand in hand. Ugh, look at the way she's smiling at you. She doesn't have to be so happy about this. And what happens after we walk up the stairs? Let's see. Oh, isn't that interesting? The door slams in your face and the lock clicks. That's a familiar move. Did I do that last time? Then you should know that you won't be able to leave.
Oh no! Did someone lock us in here? That's not fair! We're supposed to leave now.
She's right. It isn't fair. But the unfairnesses of the world are no match for the strength of true love. Enough with this true love nonsense. You just met her. Of course you wouldn't understand. Our passions run deeper than anything you have ever known. Are you listening to this? You don't have to go along with the every whim of that delusional voice.
I'm committed to the delusional voice.
I'm just along for the ride at this point.
You're damn right. I think we can open it if we try together.
Okay. Yeah, let's do it.
Like a pair of teenagers in love, you and the princess place your hands on the door together. Blech. And the lock clicks and the door creaks open. Are you kidding me? I told you our love was insurmountable. You and the princess make your way upstairs and...
She's gonna stab me, isn't she?
There's still a chance for you to do the right thing. Take the blade from the table and slay her before it's too late.
We're not doing that.
This, aren't you? You're taking every opportunity you can to draw out the end of the world and make me suffer. I hate you.
That's the way out. We're going to leave together, just like you wanted.
Yes, I suppose you are going to do that, aren't you? You cross the room, opening the door to the cabin, and then you step outside. A happy ending at last.
We did it. What should we do now?
Where did everything go? Where did he go? Oh, is he gone? I hadn't noticed. I was too busy staring deep into our beloved's eyes.
I'm cold. Is being happy supposed to be so cold?
She's cold. Quick, our feathers. Pluck them all and weave her a coat worthy of a princess.
Yeah. You don't get a chance to make that jacket, nor will you ever. It's time to leave. Memory return.
She's gone. Where did she go? Should we try and find her? Was that a...
Yay! Of course, just trust me. We've been here before and you always get
It
scared.
feels so bad. Like looking into it right now is going to be the end of everything.
It's not.
Yes. I fear that we won't like what we'll see. What if we just sit here and preen for a while? That can't hurt, right?
Everything this that's gonna be nice.
Okay. If you say so. We'll trust you. She'll be there waiting for us. I just know it.
Gaze into our reflection. You've unraveled. I'm like a horrible bird person. I kind of love that. Let's go to the cabin. She's there waiting for us.
There's a world beyond the endless walls of the long quiet. We're supposed to be there. Do you know what we'll find out there?
There are trees and stars and people. I think there's supposed to be people.
There is a warmth and sadness in me at the thought of people. Fresh tears on a winter's day. They are not like us. They do not last.
I'm just the Kentucky. Well, more. I guess I could just be Kentucky. I'm content with that. Life as a Kentucky. I am the most beautiful bird person, Grimace. Well, I don't know. Scrap Beak exists. I'm pretty good, though. You have any thoughts on this vessel?
This one is soft and delicate. You molded her to love you, and she'll make for a gentle heart. Do not mourn her. She has served her purpose.
Do you know what's gonna happen when you... Do you think this is real out there? Do you think we're real?
We are real. Nothing is an idea that dwells in the absence of something. But nothing cannot exist on its own. And because of that, nothing can't exist.
I'm interested, yeah. Do you know what's gonna happen when you awaken?
If I did, I would already be awake.
Fair point. So, when you see it back, there are many me's, but there's also the narrator. Do you have the narrator? Is that something you do?
No, their thoughts are quiet. Do you think your narrator lives in the spaces beyond?
He does. I don't know why, but I know this for a fact. He does. Like, that's the answers. He does. I do not know why, but I know this is a fact.
I am on the cusp of my awakening. Perhaps you are on the cusp of yours.
How many more vessels do you need? Do you know?
One. Whatever you bring me next will be enough, and then gravity will pull the others back to me. I will be singular. A final multitude.
This is the last time. Is there anything you want?
These gifts are a conversation, and each one shows me the contours of your heart. The only thing I want to see is what you choose for me when the thread is fully drawn.
This is the last stage before their completion. I'm not gonna go back.
You've already tried waiting, but I understand if you need more time. I'll wait with you. I will see you when you return. What textures will you weave for yourself to occupy forever? Will you place the images of you and I into a box for safekeeping? If you close that box, will you become another you in another world? An imaginary pattern repeating itself until it can no longer bear the weight of its hand-drawn cage. You'll always come back to the box, because you'll always want to know what it means to be you. I will be here waiting by your side until you're ready to return to mine.
Oh, the game crashed. Well, yeah, I'd say that's kind of how that went. That was waiting, I will say. Give us a moment, chat. That's silly.
You have returned to me.
Oh my god, that's awesome! It just closes the game!
I never left your side.
It just closes the game. That's fucking awesome. I should have left it alone. Come back in like 3 years. That's what she says. I'm gonna do my own playthrough and come back and just leave her. That's awesome. That's brilliant. I love that. All right. So yeah, on my own playthrough, I'm just gonna leave her and come back in like 7 years. I'll let y'all know how it goes. I mean, if I remember that, I might remember that.
The next time I see you,
Hey,
each of
Gutfist,
us
how you
will
doing?
finally know what we are.
That's amazing.
I will be here, waiting for you.
I died again. Damn shame. A loving vessel. Yeah.
You're on a path in the woods, and at the end of that path is a cabin.
It's the last
And
one.
in the basement of
This
that
is
cabin
amazing.
is a princess.
I don't know what to say to this. This game is art. Give me just a minute, chat. This is... Yeah, no, this game is nothing less than perfect. I don't know what to say. I love this. Griffiths, I've not played it on stream, but I played it years ago. Now, I know they've added a lot to it since I played the Stanley Parable, though. I do know they've added, like, apparently a good quantity of content to it since then. I just don't have any will to... I haven't touched it in those days, since those times. Give me 1 second, chat. I need to check on something very relevant to whether or not we can finish this game today. Namely, how much time do I have? If we have another hour, this game's pretty much over, I should think. Probably. But if it's not, then it's not. And that's okay, too. We'll see. I'll come back, and if I just, like, I play an hour stream sometime, or 2 or 3, or however long to finish this game, then we're done, you know? That's just the way she goes. Let me see what we got for the day. Yeah, so I've only got, like, 10 minutes. It's not gonna be enough time. Well, that's a damn shame, but I knew that was coming, sorta. So, what that does for us is it means that we're gonna do a save point here in a few minutes. Yeah, I might do it. I might come at it and do a stream on it, Grubfist. I'm having a lot of fun with this. Cass is up next,
You're
I believe,
here
doing
to slay her.
something.
If you
I don't know what.
it will be the end of the world.
Let's see what we got. Alright, let's march up there. Let's do it one more time.
You make your way. A warning. She will lie, she will cheat, and she will do everything in her power to stop you from slaying her. Don't believe a word she says. We're not going to go through with this, right? She's a princess. We're supposed to save princesses, not slay them. Ignore him. He doesn't know what he's talking about.
Yeah, we got one more iteration to do, and it'll be important.
The interior of the cabin is almost entirely bare. The air is stale and musty, and the floor and walls are painted in a fine layer of dust. The only furniture of note is a plain wooden table. Perched on
What
that
up?
table.
Thank
is a
you,
pristine
Glides the
lamp.
Reeds, the tier 1 sub. Thank you for subbing for 8 months. And we're very grateful. Thank you so, so much.
The blade is your implement. You'll need it if you want to do this right.
This is super cool. Let's take this blade, baby.
Take the blade.
Let's go to the basement, baby.
The door to the basement creaks open, revealing a staircase faintly illuminated by an unseen light in the room below. This is an oppressive place. The air feels
I'm gonna lock
heavy
myself
and
down here with her in the second
a hint of
iteration.
rot
That's what we're gonna do. The
filtering
thing we didn't do earlier.
If the princess really lives here, slaying her is probably doing her a
Cass,
favor.
you're up.
Her voice.
Who's there?
She sounds dangerous. It's almost as if she's the one in charge down here.
Don't let it fool you. It's all part of the manipulation.
Let's go on down there.
Good. You're still listening to reason. You walk down the stairs and lock eyes with the princess.
I
There's a
can't
heavy
believe
chain
the like
around
true
her
love
wrist,
ending is just
binding
like
her to
you
the far
leave.
wall of the basement.
She's so coldly beautiful. Is she really a threat to
Yeah,
the
they're
world?
different princesses. That's the thing. There's different permutations of her too.
Focus on the task at hand.
And there you are. Are you here to kill me or something?
I haven't decided yet.
How about you drop the knife and the...
Look how reasonable she's being. We should just drop the blade and talk things out. Don't you dare. It's
I'm
fine.
gonna save it right there, chat. There's our save. We're gonna come back to it when we come back. We're gonna finish Slay the Princess. I don't think there's much longer in this. It might be like a midnight stream or something later, because I want to finish this. I want to finish this and soon. And so I'll probably finish this up as like a later stream, you know? And it'll be great. So we'll come back. We'll do this whole thing over again. We will play this game. I'll do one more permutation of this. And hopefully that'll be the last one our terrible, biblically accurate princess needs to decide whether or not we're cool enough to hang out with her in the darkness forever. Anyway. It'll be great. Alright, y'all. Nothing but love from me. I'm not going to do the thing just real quick, because I got to get out of here. Give Cass some time to set up. Alright, y'all. Nothing but love from me. I hope y'all have a wonderful rest of your day. And thank you for being patient with me today and my ongoing situations. So, we'll catch back up on this. We'll do really well with it. And thank you guys again for being absolutely wonderful. So, from me, there's one more thing. Kung Fu Movie Night, Friday night at 7-ish. You know the drill with that. I'm working on a project with our boy Admiral Sid to see if I can't make that a little easier on us. I'll talk about it more on Kung Fu Movie Night. So for those of you who are interested, you'll find us down there in the Kung Fu Times, in the Aux. So that's that for that bit of it. I'm trying to think of something else I need to say, but I really think that's everything. Everything else is kind of just gone from my brain meat. All right. Well, I love you guys, and I'll talk to you all very soon. Bye now.